Well, happy Father's Day. I'm here in the Afan Valley by the Afan River here today. I'm out cycling, nicely mud splattered from the mountain biking. I just want to make a little video about my dad. Really, I made one last year about myself as a father with my children. And I don't really sort of like speaking much about my dad, especially to my own children. I don't really know much about him. But I kind of, the build up to Father's Day, I sort of like remembered some of the qualities and the things that we sort of did together. And he was an interesting character. He died in 2011 and he would have been 80 this year. But yeah, he really loved nature, and he really brought that to me, sort of like as he shared it. He was born in 1937, so he was brought up in the war. He kind of went to bed most nights really hungry when he was a child, and he was the second youngest of 8 children in the war, so food was a bit scarce anyway, so it was sort of like particularly scarce with a big family like that, even with the rationing. So he would go up the local downs where he lived in Greater London and catch fish, go rabbiting, eat roots, eat berries and leaves. And he said if they didn't do that, they probably, quite a few of them would have starved, which is quite amazing really, when you think it wasn't that long ago. We would go on long walks together, me and my sister, with him out in nature, and he would show us all the wild food that he used to eat, places he used to go rabbiting, and showed us how to fish, how to catch our supper. Showed us all the delights, the different flowers that you could eat, the leaves you could eat, the roots. So I remember that being quite amazing about my dad. He was very talented in terms of being creative. He was a really good artist. He could turn his hand to most things. He was a really good gardener, a builder. But he was also an outrageous racist, even though he wouldn't admit that he was. And he was very violent as well. So quite a mixture, and he left the family home when I was 11 years old, which was quite traumatic because my mum had a nervous breakdown as well at that time. And that's one of the reasons why I left. So I was 11 years old when it happened. So quite a mixed bag, and I didn't really see him much after that. A bit of a wound around that, and being an emotional fitness coach, a life coach, I've really healed that for myself, and I kind of put it down in a poem in terms of how I feel about him. So here's the poem, and it's called I Remember. I remember sucking on honeysuckle flowers, walking country trails for hours and hours. I remember hawthorn berries and leaves. That was my dad's childhood, bread and cheese. I remember fishing trips with fishing tips of how to catch your supper. I remember his violent times, his racist rhymes, and being kind to dogs. I remember him gardening, building, drawing, and him trying to shield me from my sensitive side. I remember with gratitude and inspiration, taking the best bits of the man. That's my dad. So happy Father's Day to all those lovely fathers out there that nurture themselves, nurturing their children. Certainly found that's the best way to be a dad, to take care of yourself, set an example of self-care, and then having the energy and ability to be able to care for others. So yay! Happy Father's Day.